It's like something out of a movie. You see right through me. It's like you already knew me. We can go up, or we can go down. Left or right, do or die. Come on, don't be shy. We can go up, oh, we can go down. Left or right, do or die. Come on, don't be shy. Baby, come and be with me tonight. I don't wanna come across impolite, but I'm ready. Hey, baby, come and show me how it's done. It's just you and me, one-on-one, nice and dirty. Baby, come and be with me tonight. I don't wanna come across impolite, but I'm ready. Oh, baby, come and show me how it's done. It's just you and me, one-on-one, nice and dirty. One-on-one, one-on-one. One-on-one, one-on-one,
Welcome to another edition of the Freight TrapN Podcast. It's Mr. James Roberts. And tonight, man, I did an interview with Darian Thompson, one of my fellow truck drivers in the industry. One of my fellow truck drivers in the industry. And we're gonna run this back, man, because we had some technical difficulties. If you can hear me in the chat, please put a 1. Please put a 1. I'm finna send him this. I'm finna send him the link, and we're gonna get all of this started all over again. But this is a transportation podcast, and I will be talking some FMCSA. Thank you, Peggy. Thank you, Peggy, so much. I will be talking some FMCSA news, but I want to get into my man's story because like I said, we planned on doing this about 2 or 3 weeks ago. But something was happening. I couldn't figure out the sound. We really had a real bad connection. And man, I just, man, you know what? I hate Xfinity, but it's cheap. It's for me. They when the service is good, it's good. I thought I wasn't gonna even be able to do this tonight because of the fact that last night we had bad weather down here in Houston. So I think it knocked out some of the stuff that was going on. And so I'm glad I'm able to that my boy back there in the he in the back room. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, D? Good. So we rolling today, baby. We got it on and popping today. So without further ado, I'm gonna reset the podcast real quick. I'm going to for first time viewers and all of that, I'm just gonna reset the podcast. This is the Freight TrapN Podcast. I am your man, Mr. James Roberts, and I do drive trucks. I am a certified trainer. We have the Roberts Logistics Training Academy down here in Houston, Texas, where we do certify and train drivers. I love to interview anything dealing with trucking first and foremost, drivers, dispatchers, brokers. And I am non-biased because I try to play it right down the middle, right? So at the end of the day, this is what we do on our podcast. We interview, we try to give game, we're trying to get news. But most of all, I try to give voices to those truckers who otherwise their story wouldn't even get out there, whether or not somebody see it on here or they see it on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook, whatever. I at least want them to put it back and say, "Hey man, y'all can go back. This is what I talked about." Woo, 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 right? So this is the reason why I started the podcast. This is the reason why I started doing this because I wanted to interview truck drivers and give their stories. Okay, that's the reset on the podcast. I am not going to waste any more time. I got one person in here. I want to make sure that we can hear our guests. So right now, I am going to bring up my guest, Mr. Darian Thompson. Yo, there he is. There he is. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Hey man, y'all put a one in the comments to make sure y'all can hear him. I can hear you. So we good today. D, we good today, baby.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened 2 weeks ago, bro. I don't know what happened, bro, but I knew. Thank you, Peggy. Uh um I don't know what happened 2 weeks ago. But anyway, that's the past. We're gonna move forward and we're gonna get into this interview. How you doing today, bro?
I'm doing good. We're actually just got out of church not that long ago. Still working with some stuff with them, cleaning up the property on stuff to help the homeless and stuff out like that. So I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm good. I'm good, man. I'm sure glad that you were able to redo this and because I really wanted to get what we were talking about. So now that we had a rough draft. You know what I'm saying? You know how you
Right.
do a rough draft to a paper, then you turn the real paper in.
Right.
You're gonna turn the real paper in. So you
Right.
know how it go, you know what it's finna do.
Right.
Go ahead and introduce yourself to people who may want to listen to your story. Introduce yourself, give us a little bit of background, and then we're gonna dig right in.
All right. Well, to sum me up, my name is Darian Thompson. I am 24 years old. I'll be 25 in August. Uh, basically I have some other companies. And I have a landscaping company. I'm partnered with a plumbing company, and I'm just now on the 28th. I'll be starting this trucking company. On top of that, I do a whole lot with helping the homeless out, feeding them, making sure they got a place to stay with a couple other pastors, and just basically just a young man that's trying to get out here, make it myself, and also help take my story and take what I've learned and help the next generation, such as myself and younger ones, um, actually be able to keep the the dream alive, basically keep and basically make it and show them that there's uh, more than just drugs and stuff out there, that we can do stuff and have fun doing it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I can really appreciate that. Do me a favor.
Yep.
Kind of clean your camera off right there.
I think that's probably because I think my phone just kind of, I don't know what that is.
Oh, okay, okay.
It's
So
something.
turn your camera a little bit to the left.
Do it this way. That'll work.
There it is, right there. We got you. We can see you good now. There we go. There we go. So let's get into this. So you say you know you partner with some churches and some pastors, and guys are doing some things in the community.
Yep.
How old are you?
I am 24. I'll be 25 in August.
24, 25, and you're working in the community, giving back already. What do you do in the church? Because I'm gonna put it out there. The brother's really musically inclined. So, uh, uh, what's your position? I don't want to say it, but what's your position and what's your experience in the church? And how many, if any, instruments do you play?
I'm a minister of music. I play keys, organ, drums, and I'm working on bass guitar now.
Oh, for real?
Yep.
Come on, bro. Hey, bro. I'm not lying, bro. Please, we can get whenever you had a time, we can get on. I can stream y'all. We can record it. It won't be live, but bro, I got a bass guitar sitting in my corner, bro. I've been trying to learn how to pick that thing for about 2 years, bro. I'm serious, bro. And I'm working my way through, but sometimes it ain't nothing like a musician to tell you, hey, bro, if you just move your hands just like this here a little bit, you'll get a little bit more range on your fingers. You know what I
Right.
mean?
See, I got a guy. His name is Kane. He's the bass player for Anthony Hamilton. I'm actually working on getting musicians together to be able to do a huge seminar. Um, just waiting to hear back from him, see when he's available to do it, and see what the. We're not going to basically charge, but basically try to have like some kind of. I want to kind of do some kind of thing to
You
give to
got
them.
to put some behind it.
Right.
You charge, you're gonna have to charge them some when you putting when you giving a workshop like that, and y'all don't give it away.
Right.
Don't I know you in the giving, and I know your story. This is why I can say this. You're doing so much in the community, and you're doing so much with the homeless, and you're doing so much with, and I'll let you get into with helping people get back on their feet and all of that. You're already pouring back into the community.
Right.
This is what God gave you in order for you to sustain your life.
Right.
That's your substance. So don't fall short on saying, man, I can't, because it's hard to put a price on your gift. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so we tend to give our gifts away when God made it for us to absolutely be all right in this world, and use it as a substance, and use it as a provision also. So don't feel bad about putting the price on the workshop. You dig what I'm saying?
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Feel bad about that. So let's move on into, okay, you're here, you're in the church, and you're helping pastors to do things in the community. And what are some of the other things that you guys have going on within the community that you guys are just trying to push forward and move people past the point where they are now?
Well, we have a couple things that's going. We also have some stuff that we also do with the youth. Like I'm in Gastonia, so North Carolina. So what I'm doing with them, I've talked to the Gaston County School Board. They're looking to hire some teachers to basically help uh, tutor throughout the week and the weekends, wherever, whatever the case may be, to basically help students that have issues learning and stuff like that. Uh, on to be able to have that extra time even after the school doors are shut. We have a couple other things that we are working to put towards, like helping getting funding in to kind of help uh, get what they need for the classrooms and stuff like that. That we're working on. We're trying to have more outreach events, community outreach events, where um, like a dollar campaign is one of the things that I'm pushing, trying to get these churches to look at. Because, like I said, Dan told them, like, there's more than 1 million people in the United States. If
Right.
everybody can, if everybody can donate just $1 a month to be able to, just to be able to kind of build a program to where, like helping single moms and stuff like that. Not even just that. Sometimes even the ones that work hard, especially with the way inflation and stuff has been, um, maybe they're not able to pay a light bill, or maybe they're not able to pay rent 1 month. Maybe since they pour out into that program, that we can actually help whoever it is to be able to keep their homes and be able to keep feeding their families and stuff like that. So just a group community for the United States is what I'm trying to push, in between talking to these pastors and even pastors in other states as well, to be able to come up with a community that we can help each other just to make it from day to day life.
So let's dig off into because that's the background of everything that you're doing as far as community work, church. Because sometimes people don't understand that truck driving, we go beyond the wheel, we go beyond
Right,
just delivering, we go beyond being on the highway with 80,000 pounds of material on us, and we'll get back to that. So what prompted you to get into trucking? What prompted you to become a truck driver at the age of 24? How long have you been driving?
Uh, I've I've been driving commercial vehicles for 5 years,
Okay.
but um, but to get my full license done, I've been fully licensed in it for 9 months,
As
which
a
was
CDLA.
some other right.
Bro, okay. So you've been driving for 9 months. Tell me how your experience has been so far. What made you get into trucking and your background with it. I want you to tell it. I mean, like I said, we did a rough draft earlier. I know I don't want to jump the gun,
Right.
but I want you to tell it. So, what made you get into trucking, and uh, uh, where do you see yourself going with it?
Um, with trucking, my experience with trucking was it was pretty. It's a lifestyle. That's the only thing I say about it. It's something that you gotta. I love driving. I love being behind the wheel of a big vehicle. I can see everything. Uh, I'm treated, especially working at the company that I work for, which I'm not. I don't mind saying it's with transportation. Being treated like family, uh,
Right, right.
and having the support of that team to where when things at home go wrong to get you where you need to be. Um, Even though I'm switching over to the owner op side, they even help with that as well. Trying to even when you're asking questions, trying to figure things out about the market and how everything's running, they try to make it more make you feel more at home. So even with that with trucking, and trying to push the um, own my own company through it. Um, Even though those are some good things with it, it also some other things that in trucking that I wish we could also do is help to let those that don't drive trucks understand um, the importance of being safe around the truck um, in that instance. So that's sums it up.
About some that man, that's pretty good to me. So you said you had a love for trucking before you even got into trucking. Can you explain that?
Absolutely. I had a love for trucking just because of you see other drivers that own their own trucks pull up with the chrome bumpers, and you see how they got all the lights on there, and then you also see how when they just come off the road and park their vehicles, and you start talking to them, they always talk about how where they've been, how they love the fact that they get to travel the world, um, the United States, and all, and actually get paid to travel. Um, and you also sit there and see the fact that they get to control where they go. But it's just the love that I have for it, even before I got behind the wheel, was just the fact of you got some beautiful trucks out there, and even with that, even as a little boy looking at fire trucks and playing with the toy trucks as well, I just wanted to get out here and see it for myself.
Yeah. And see, that's what I mean. Reason I asked you that because you're 24. What are some of the other big? You said you was doing it before you got into. Well, what were some of the other commercial vehicles that you may have driven before? You know what I'm saying? You actually got your CDLA.
I was driving a dump truck um, for the city of Gastonia and for Aqua, pulling a backhoe behind it when I was doing uh, was working at water doing water and wastewater.
Right, right,
So I got a chance to get my permit, got behind the wheel. We start driving with that. Got my tankers, drove vac trucks, hauling sewage and regular water around to clean the streets off.
Nobody does it.
Can you still hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah. So man, bro, that's even though they, like I tell people all the time, it's a lot of stuff that we do as truck drivers and that we do as what we do here, on the road and everything. So can you tell me, can you tell me just from your standpoint as a 24-year-old truck driver doing his thing, what are some of the ambitions that you have as a truck driver?
Just some of the ambitions that I have, helping others, getting the company where I can sustain um, myself fully on my own. Basically, getting right now I'm going under somebody else's Swift's authority, but getting to the point where I can run my own authority and see that my family's good and see that it's basically see my business grow.
Right, right. To see your business grow. Man, I just tapped in I just tapped in on Instagram, bro. And let me just say this here, man. We on YouTube, y'all, and I'm interviewing Mr. Darian Thompson. For y'all that know Mr. Darian on TikTok, man. That's my boy. We up here, we on YouTube. We over here. We over here on YouTube. Is at the Freight Trapping Podcast on YouTube. If you guys want to go over there and check it out, I just dropped in just to let you guys know that we on this interview. So, so what are some of the other things that you do outside of trucking when it comes down to other trades and stuff like that? What else you got on your
Other trades, I've I've got masonry and carpentry under my belt, plumbing under my belt. We just, what was it, 2 years ago we did with the plumbing company. We actually did two main projects. We did the Two Kings Casino in Kings Mountain, North Carolina. Waiting on to see what the next steps are for it. They got the temporary building up. They're waiting to do the main building. For that, we did even some stuff with Duke Power, installing cooling stations for the electrical components and for the transformers and stuff like that. This past year, we did a couple of doctor's offices with that. Like I said, I used to work for the city of Gastonia doing water and wastewater. Just basically, for those that don't know, I know what that is. It's basically making sure that if there was a main break or sewer break in the street, I'd be one of the ones to go out there with a tractor, dig it up, get it fixed, so that way you still have water and stuff. Take showers with in your home.
So what? I don't know if I asked you this, but what actually just made you get in the trucking? What made you say, man, I wanna get out of doing this and doing that and jump into trucking and get behind the wheel and deliver goods and do all of that? What made you get into trucking?
What really made me get in the trucking was that the last job I had a shoulder injury, and it was at the point where I'm like, manual labor um, was kind of getting tough to do, and I was talking to my girl, and at the time, and she was sitting there like, well, you already don't like the way you've been treated and stuff like that, and it's already hard on your body, this, that, another. Why don't you go do something that you love to do? And then after that, I start thinking about it, and I'm just like, well, I've always loved playing with toy trucks.
Right,
Might
right,
as
right.
well, and I've always wanted my CDL fully without having to have somebody else with me. So I'm like, might as well go ahead and finish that, because I was also in the process at the old job I was at for them 5 years, saying, hey, I really need to go get my CDLs finished. And they was always, hey, well, we're trying to get a big group to go. And I'm like, I want my own. Might as well go do it myself. So at that point, when I had that shoulder injury, I was just at the point of might as well take the strain off of it, let it fully heal, and while it was healing, I could still be making money. So I was like, hey, let's go out here. God's been good to me. Let's go out here and make something happen.
So in the midst of you saying let's go make something happen, what lanes are you currently driving right now? What do you park? What are you pulling?
Drive van for now.
Drive in.
Mm.
Okay. And so how has that been for you in the last 9 months?
In the last 9 months, I will sit there and say from August to December last year, we were doing great, pretty good. Moving freight, hauling it, didn't have a problem getting loads moving around. This year, starting from January to now, it's starting to pick back up, but I was running Eastern Regional, running up from New York down to Florida and back, towards Wisconsin down to Mississippi and back. And you from January to now, you've been basically seeing more sitting time, because due to rates being low and freight going in one direction and having hard times getting loads to go to bring you back from certain locations. So it's been a little difficult.
So what so how are you guys handling the, like you say, the freight shortage and what's going on with the rates and all of that kind of stuff? How are you guys handling that? How are you holding up as a driver?
It's tough. I'm maintaining. Like I say, still could be better, but I've been basically, like I say, I moved over from Eastern Regional, which I missed, to running the Costco dedicated lane, which keeps me moving, which is running me from Georgia to North Carolina and Tennessee and back. Just basically networking with the planners, talking to them, doing them favors, getting what I can get until things get better.
And that's and let me ask you a question. And I know you're doing your thing. What motivates you to even stay in the industry when it's hitting so hard and the profits are so low? What makes you stay in the industry?
What makes me stay in the industry is because I'm providing something that's needed. Groceries are always going to be need. People are always going to need to be able. People always go to the store to buy things for their homes and stuff like that, to live from day to day life and to be able to go to work. And it's the constant thinking of, if a trucker ain't bringing it, then the economy really would be worse off than it is now. So even with that, we know there's going to be a turnaround at the end of the tunnel. There's got to be light at the end of the tunnel somewhere, just because it's a need. I'm providing something that's needed, and it makes me feel good to be able to help out.
So how let me ask you this here. What mostly do you move? What products you do? Dropping hooks, and what's the product you mostly use? I mean, and how, how?
Most of my stuff is dropping hooks and live and loads, mixture of both. But most of what I'm hauling is, um, I haul a little bit. Since I'm running this Costco dedicated run, I'm hauling a little bit um, of what is it, furniture. Plus, I'm hauling like chips and other food, dry goods like canned goods and stuff like that. And on my way back to DC, I'm usually hauling stuff like paper and stuff, what they usually turn and make toilet paper out of, and what they usually make printing paper and stuff out of as well.
So how has your experience been as far as dealing with dispatchers, dealing with shippers, dealing with receivers, dealing with, I don't know if you have to get lumpers to for your load or not to help you unload, and I don't know if you hit the dock and they got forklifts or whatever. How has your experience been being in 9 months in the trucking industry? How has your experience been as a young truck driver?
I say my experience, lumber fees ain't really been too bad. Um, Sometimes when you're getting docked to a door, some of them can take you no more than 30 minutes to an hour to get you in and out. Some of them will take you over 4 hours. And you got it's a mixture. You got some of them shipper and receivers that are you got some of the shipper and receivers that are nice as they can be, as long as they treat you like a person, just like you would treat them. And then you also got some that can be kind of rude because their day has been bad or something went bad or something like that. Dealing with the dispatchers for Swift has been pretty good. As long as you treat them like a person, they treat you like a person. Ask them how their day is and stuff, and you can network with them. They're really easy to get along with. Um, just just basically creating that bond with them to be able to get you where you need to go.
So what's your biggest headache? Let's talk about the cons. What's your biggest headache about trucking?
The biggest headache I would sit there and say would be in between drivers on the road and some of the shippers and receivers. Just because you got drivers on the road that sit there and won't let truckers in. They'll flip you off. They'll sit there and um, they'll brake check you and stuff like that. Um, you got some of them drivers that just look to collect the check out off of it sometimes. Um, and shipper and receivers, you got some that'll cuss you out. You got some that um, will just make you can see that you got an appointment time and don't care and take as much time as they want to, um, and will throw you and sometimes throw you over the time for your next load sometimes.
So I mean, how does that kind of how does that make you feel, bro? I mean, do it expand your patience? Does it you know? I mean, how,
Sometimes it tries my patience. So a lot of times what kind of helps me deal with it, even though it gets frustrating, it is I always think you never know what somebody's going through. On top of that, on the road, with the way people brake check and stuff like that, I look at the fact of that's still somebody's family member that needs to go home to their family. A lot of times when they brake check you, they don't understand how much is risking their life versus yours.
right.
And I just don't want to be the one sitting in the seat to have to explain to somebody's family or have that on my conscience that somebody has died uh, for something that out of my control.
How much do you pray when you get in the truck?
I pray every morning before I get behind the steering wheel constantly.
Man, how important is that, bro? I mean, how important is that for you to be in contact with God once you get in that truck, bro? How
It's it's very important to me because being behind the wheel of this truck is dealing with stress of traffic and getting the load there on time is stressful enough. But even with that, basically praying and out and being in contact with God keeps that peace to be able to handle this vehicle accordingly.
right. Handle it all according. So
Mm.
how does trucking over the road and how does that play into your life socially? How are you able to keep that balance? Because you seem like a well balanced young man.
Mm.
So how do you balance that out? I mean, with the spiritual and with I don't know if you have a girlfriend or whatever, or if you're
Mhm.
engaged, you're married or whatever, kids. How do you balance that to make sure that you know what I'm saying? Hey, I got to keep this, that. I'm dedicated to this, but I got to make a balance. How do you do that?
I keep a calendar and I have everything scheduled accordingly to what it is. I know church stuff is usually on the weekends, usually Sundays, maybe sometimes on a Saturday. So usually,
I'm gonna ask you the reason I ask you that because you say, okay, you the minister of music.
mhm.
So so I know choir rehearsal and getting music together for Sunday, and then if y'all have to go out and do a guest venture on the weekend, pastor been called to preach over here. How do you balance that out? What's the team that you have on your side?
um, I have other family members as well. Like some of my cousins also play and stuff like that. So a lot of
Uh-huh.
times we'll rotate. We have Zoom meetings and stuff like that too to be able to deal with it.
Right.
And so usually I'll do every other Sunday, and I have my cousin do every other Sunday. Because one of my other cousins also drives a box truck,
Uh-huh.
so we sit there and we work as a team to get stuff done. And by having stuff recorded and stuff like that, I at least have them working on techniques while I'm on the road. And when I'm in town, that's when we really get down to the nitty gritty. Like basically, like in school you have homework to do. So basically, I call that the homework that they do with
Right.
the songs.
So see, you're balancing a lot of stuff. And you getting because I've done that before too. So now you're balancing a lot of stuff when it comes into your life. So what about your lady, your wife? Do you have a wife or you married or what?
Not married yet. I got
Not
someone.
married yet.
I got someone I'm thinking about though.
Okay, all right, okay. So how do you balance keeping her happy, doing the being the minister of music, being a truck driver, being in the community, doing helping the community? How do you balance that at 24 years old? Because
Um,
you got some older people can't balance just their checkbook.
hmm.
Even though people don't use checkbooks no more, they can't they can't balance their account. How do you balance all of that and keep everything, you know, status quo?
The communication.
Mhm.
Um, there's some times where we'll plan out where we ain't busy and we'll just take some time to like the staff and all that. I got people like even with the music part, we got people in place. We got the music director and stuff like that that can handle things when I'm not there and all that. So I'll let them know, look, hey, we just gonna go on vacation this 1 week or whatever, and just let them handle what they gotta handle, and I get back to it when I get to it.
Right, right. So where you, I'm finna get in your business. So where are you with your lady? Because see, for me, and the reason why I say that is because even though we're truck drivers, even though we're entrepreneurs, even though we're doing stuff in the community, even though we know we have stuff to do in in the uh in the church, even though we're doing that, it's still important for us to make sure that because God said I didn't mean for man to be alone.
Right.
So how do you make sure that your relationship and your walk with your lady is intact? Because you got some guys out here and women out here time being a truck driver and being in a relationship.
Right. Talking to them every day. Uh, just basically keeping in touch. Hey, look, on this date we're gonna do this, or on this date we're gonna do that.
Right.
Uh, and I know when she's got something going on, and she knows when I have something going on, and we just basically support each other in that. So whenever she say, "Hey, I got this going on," I usually take the time off work or and let the church know, "Look, I'm over. I ain't gonna be there because I got this going on." Uh,
Right, right.
and then same thing with me. She takes time off of work and she's there for me. So
So what I'm finna do is, cause I wanna let them know something on TikTok. I want you to just give your whole rundown of of who you are, what you're doing, what you got going on. I mean, from the front to the back, your community work, where you're from, where you're doing it at, who you want to hook up with, how they can get in contact with you, all of that stuff.
right. My name is Darian Thompson. My TikTok is Darian Thompson 172. Um, Also, with the church stuff, I got this thing I'm doing called Bridge the Gap. I have three different, well, four, because we're bringing one more in, four different facilities that we're working out of right now. Two are in Gastonia, one's in Shelby, and one's in Asheville, North Carolina. Faith, Hope, and Love is one, the biggest one. Uh, we got some stuff being cleaned off of the property so that homeless folk can stay on property. They're getting fed at 12 o'clock every day. Gastonia, North Carolina, at 408 North Oakland Street. Um, Zip code is 28052 in Gastonia, North Carolina. In Shelby, we're still renovating the building up there so we can start moving food and stuff up in there at what is the address there? That is 305 Crawford Street. Um, Asheville location. I still got to get its address. I haven't got it back yet because I think we're about to transfer locations there. Uh, just we with if anybody want to donate, Cash App would be $ Bridge the Gap 101. Basically spelled BRIDGE, the Gap 101 without any spaces. What we're doing with the program, we're sitting there helping, like I say, helping the homeless get back on their feet that actually want help. Can't help those that don't want to help themselves and don't want to help themselves. So we're using it kindly. So we're pushing out the dollar campaign. If everybody can donate $1, no matter where you're at in the United States, even though we're starting in North Carolina, we're trying to get it out all over the 48 states to be able to not just help with that, but we're also going to sit there and help convicted felons get their records expunged and stuff like that to be able to help them.
Let's talk about that.
Yep.
Talk about that part of it, because I'm a convicted felon. I've been out going on 25, 30 years right now. Been out of trouble, not doing anything, and I've been in the trucking industry going on 19 years. So talk about what you guys do when it comes to helping felons get, their record expunged, get back in the community, get back into the work service. I mean, the working community. How do you guys function in that lane?
In that lane, what we do, we sit there and we talk with the city uh, of and the county and the state and each state to find out how many years, because each state is different. I think majority of states is either 7 to 10 years. I know Tennessee is about like 5 years. And they're for majority of the records, criminal background records. It's just as simple as going to and talk to the DA, getting them to paying a small fee, getting it expunged, and then after we help get the records cleaned off, we
I'm not gonna lie.
and
This is my trick. So I do this.
sit there
I actually do this. So when we're going back and forth on a rate, and I tell you,
We
if
try to help them. We actually give them clothing and stuff
dude, I
like
can
that to
get
use
12,
for an
22,
interview.
77 in it.
We also help work with
Just know I'm full of shit. I am. I'm full of shit.
the
Back to you with some crazy dollar amount. I'm
we also got
probably
some
full
other
of shit.
partners that we
Unless
actually
I offer to show
bring
you,
jobs to them.
because when I'm at it, like when I'm at it,
Them, they'll
we're
find a
at
job that they
break
are
even
passionate.
dollar amount, I will offer to show you. Trust me there.
Right.
But when I'm not at it, I'm like, shit.
Dude.
Hold on, let me see if I can get a loss. Hold on. Let me see if I can get let me see if I can get that approved. Hold on a second. Yeah, my man, I can get to 1277.44. That's everything I got. That's every penny. Yeah. Oh man, you need at least 14. Okay, hold on. Hold on, let me ask him. Let me call the customer real quick. Hold on. I'm gonna put you on hold. I'm gonna wait a few minutes. No, I'm damn good know I got $1,500 in it. I'm gonna say, yeah, man. Let's lock it in for 1,400. I got you. I got you. Like that's how it goes. That's how it goes. I love this trick. This is one of my favorite tricks. Thank you for bringing it up. All right, I'm not gonna lie. This is my trick. So I do this. I actually. So when we're going back and forth on 1,000, and you say, "Can you get me to 1,500?" and I'm like, "Dude, I can't get the 1222.77 in it." Just know I'm full of shit. I am. I'm full of shit.
We also help
with some crazy amount.
that we
I'm
bring in
full of shit.
like that
Unless I offer to show you,
credit.
because when I'm
We
at it,
also help
at it, all right, we're at
help them
dollar amount. I will.
this thing that we do with tiny homes, which actually help them get with we actually help them get their own houses and stuff like that.
You know what? The good thing.
We also help them by dealing with certain banks. We help them help do workshops and stuff like that to help them be able to learn how to budget their finances. We also have some other things to where if they never finish high school, we actually working on getting their GEDs for them too. Just you got a lot of good different programs that we offer.
So so I heard you say something that you were going to go into your own, helping other people get into the game and all of that kind of stuff. And I want to play something real quick. I'm gonna share my screen and I want to get your opinion on this as a trucker, which I know your opinion. I hope I do, but I want to get I'm going to share my screen and then I am going to get your opinion on this particular video that that I'm about to play. I'm gonna hit pause on this. Ready?
Yep.
Can you see that?
Yep, I can see it.
Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this. So because I want to get your opinion on this. Listen to this.
This is my trick. So I do this. I actually do this. So when we're going back and forth on a rate, and I tell you 1,000, and you say, "Can you get me to 1,500?" and I'm like, "Dude, I can't get but 1222.77 in it." Just know I'm full of shit. I am. I'm full of shit. If I come back to you with some crazy dollar amount, I'm probably full of shit. Unless I offer to show you, because when I'm at it, like when I'm at it, and we're at like break even dollar amount, I will offer to show you. Trust me there. But when I'm not at it, I'm like, shit. Hold on, let me see if I can get a loss. Hold on. Let me see if I can get that approved. Hold on a second. Yeah, my man, I can get to 1277.44. That's everything I got. That's every penny. Yeah. Oh man, you need at least 14. Okay, hold on. Hold on, let me ask him. Let me call the customer real quick. Hold on. I'm gonna put you on hold. I'm gonna wait a few minutes, knowing damn good and well I got $1,500 in it. I'm gonna say, yeah, man, let's lock it in for 1,400. I got you. Like that's how it goes. That's how it goes. I love this trick. This is one of my favorite tricks. Thank you for bringing it up. All right,
What you think about that, bro?
I mean, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, there are some brokers out there that will double broker a load. And the best way to really go about it is to get to direct freight. Talk to the shippers. Try to get your name out there.
So that's where that's where see for me it's either she's bringing awareness to drivers with that, or that's something that she really does. Either way, we need to know that this is what happened when the FMCSA said something about broker transparency, is because brokers, they don't have no regulation when it comes to broking a load. Nobody's there to regulate. And so now that drivers are coming in saying, hey man, we need regulation on these drivers because they're doing stuff like that, like we just heard. And so I've been an owner operator. I've been there, done that. You can do either two things: not deal with that broker or roll with it. You get what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, what they do behind the scenes, we will never know. Because as you know, even with the broker transparency, FMCSA coming in saying we're going to have broker transparency, you're really not. Because at the end of the day, they're going to put stipulations on the loads they're putting in. They're going to put stipulations on how you're going to be a vendor for them. They're going to put stipulations on, because I heard one guy say, TLQ said, and don't quote me on this, they said something like, if you haven't pulled over 70 loads for us, you're not on our vendor list. You're not going to be a part of our list. Or if this or that, well, you're not. And see, they're putting those are the tricks that brokers are starting to use against owner operators and FMCSA, saying, hey, we need broker transparency.
Right.
See what I'm saying? And so let me play one more video for you, because this right here really, as an owner operator and even as somebody who's looking at a dispatcher getting a load from a broker, I don't want to deal with a broker like this. I'm gonna play you something else, but and I'm just showing you stuff that owner operators, they deal with on almost on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? And it goes to show you how frustrating it is in this industry, even to have to deal with middlemen like this. I call them middlemen. You know what I'm saying? So let me can you see that?
Yep, I can see it.
Okay. So let me hit play real quick and let's listen to it.
All right, so I've been having truck drivers come into the comment section, and what they'll tell me is, Brandon, you need to understand more about the cost to operate a truck, or you need to understand more about what truck drivers go through when we're out here on the road. So you can consider that when you decide what your costs are to move a load from point A to point B, what you're going to go to the shipper at. None of those things am I concerned about. All of those are irrelevant to me. I'm not at all thinking about how much it costs you to operate your truck, because I'm not paying those costs, right? And when it comes down to it, what I'm concerned about is supply and demand. How much demand is it for your truck. If the demand is high for your truck, I'm going to pay a bigger cost to use your truck. If the demand is low for your truck, I am going to pay a lesser cost to use your truck. That's how it works.
So let's just hone in on that. This is a broker, and by right, he shouldn't have to. He doesn't, and I'm not asking him to. Or you, or owner operators not asking them to worry about the wear and tear on your truck when moving a load. What it takes your truck, what it takes for you to move a load. He should not. He's not worried about that. What he's worried about is how much your truck and the lane that you are in is in demand for the product that he's put on the board. They brokers don't worry about nothing but the bottom. I'm not gonna say, and it's not all brokers. You have some brokers that when you deal with them on a day-to-day basis and they've dealt with you over the years, they will say, hey man, this is my guy right here. This is my guy right here. I'll make $300 off of this, $2,400 load, and let him make the. I'm not trying to get that 15 to 20% that I normally trying to get.
Right.
See what I'm saying? And see, the problem with it is for owner operators and for drivers is that we never know what the shipper or the customer is offering to move the load for.
Right.
See what I'm saying? That's the issue. And it's not, and it's easier said than done. Man, go get a direct shipper. Go get this. Man, look here. Look here. The same headache a shipper doesn't want to have to go through with dealing with 10 to 20 different owner operators or 10 to 20 different carriers.
Yep.
Is the reason why they give these loads to the brokers.
Right.
It's so that they can deal with them.
Mm-hmm.
And now you have brokers that, okay, well, only way he from what he's saying, the only way he's worried about you making a lot of money is if you hauling jet fuel or something for the government or something like that. That's when he's gonna be, oh, okay, well, I'm not gonna ask the 20%. I'm gonna take the 5 or the 10.
Right.
I'm not gonna step on the load that much. I'm not worried about the fact you got to pay for tires. I don't care about the fact that it weighs 40,000 pounds and it's going to burn more fuel because you're going over into the mountains. He's not worried about that. He worried about what is your truck and the freight that you're moving, how in demand is it for you?
Right. See,
customer.
Right. See, another thing that he's not worried about, which is frustrating on owner ops as well, is the fact of one breakdown dealing with a cost like that can bankrupt the trucking company. No matter if you got one truck, 10 trucks, 100 trucks, doesn't matter. One breakdown can cost any owner operator their whole career, their homes, make them homeless just because of the fact of stuff like that.
But he ain't worried about that.
Right.
They brokers don't worry about that. Dispatchers are different. Most brokers don't worry about that, especially the ones like him. And if it's true what the other lady was saying, brokers that the type of brokers that they are, they not worried about relationships with a carrier. Right. They're not worried about a relationship with you.
Right.
So why would you? And see this is what I get. The argument comes in with this. They holler about, well, if something happens to the load, then I'm the one have to explain it to them, and I'm the one have to do. Man, ain't nothing coming out of your pocket if something happened to that load.
Right.
Because guess what? The money you gotta pay me, it comes to you first. Mm-hmm. And if you don't want to release it because of something that happened, or If you decide that you're gonna take this and give me this, you're in control. My thing is you're in control of too much.
Right.
But you're crying about if this happens to a load or if that happens to a load. That's the reason why you have carrier packages.
Right.
Because if you do have an accident with a load, they know, okay, we're not going to the broker. Hey, I need all of his insurance information.
Right.
Because I need my insurance to get in contact with his insurance, and we got to make sure that the commodity that he had on his back is going to be replaced and covered.
Right.
That's why you have separate insurance. You have collision insurance for the truck, and then you have commodity insurance.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
Yep.
But it's brokers like him that tell me, yeah, everybody's in it for the money. You're supposed to be. You're supposed to be in it to make a good living.
Right.
But the thing about it is, when you're making a good living and you're not caring about, see, that's why I named my other company, 18 Gear Consultation. Is because first of all, you got 18 gears in the truck, right? But also the gears inside of a mechanism, if any gear break off of that mechanism, if a teeth break off of there, you're gonna have a skip, and something's gonna be wrong in how the gear is moving and how the gear helps the other mechanism move. So if the broker is one of those teeth on the gear, we are a teeth on the gear. The shipper's a teeth on the gear. If one of those teeth are broke and they're not operating to help the other teeth stay strong and not put pressure on them and break off, then the whole gear is messed up. The
Right.
whole the way everything turns and make other parts of trucking turn or other parts of the world turn, it's messed up because now the brokers, the teeth is broken. The notch is missing with brokers because now they don't care about us as truckers, most of them. And when you're a part of all of you look at brokers as being apples in a bunch. Grandma always used to say, "Granddaddy, one spoiled apple, what? Spoil a bunch."
Mm-hmm.
All of them may not be. I have this attitude. I know all of them don't, cause my wife don't. But at the end of the day, all of them don't have this attitude of, man, I don't care what you're telling me your truck can do. I'm telling you what I can pay you.
Right.
This commodity, your truck is not in demand for me. So I just wanted to get your opinion on that stuff. Kind of things like this here just kind of get me going. Bro, look here. Thank you for being on the podcast. Any last words?
No, just appreciate you for having me on here, being able to redo it. And this ain't gonna be the last time you see me.
Oh man, drop through anytime you see oh yeah, y'all go back and subscribe and tap the like button on all the videos, man, and subscribe so you can get the notifications because I will drop the link in the chat, and all you got to do is click that link and you can get on here and chat with me, talk it up, all that old kind of stuff. We can talk about anything going on in trucking. We could talk about life, we could talk about love, all of that kind of stuff. But Mr. Darian Thompson, I want to thank you for being a part of the Freight TrapN podcast, sir. And I thank you for coming back and doing the final copy after the rough draft. And so, hey man, I want to salute you. Thank you for giving me that hour. I know you got things to do. I know it's your Sunday. So take care of yourself, be safe, and get ready to make that money on Monday, bro.
All right, you too.
All right, bro. Holla at you.
All right, later.
Peace. Yes, sir. That was Mr. Darian. Yes, sir. Darian Thompson, man, young truck driver in the game, man. And this is what we do here on the Freight Captain podcast, bro. Um, and like I was saying, man, with that last video, bro, it's just, man, when are we gonna start having love for one another, man? Like I said, for me, the way I look at the industry, the way I look at it, I look at the industry as being 18 gears. You know what I'm saying? It's a big gear. And in a big gear, all the teeth have to align and then it make the teeth turn. Everything's turned. If you got a tooth missing on a gear, it skips. And so when it starts to skip, it starts to have a problem within the functioning of the machine. And so, man, it's man, we need to get these teeth fixed in order for us to be, you know what I'm saying, a well-oiled machine to where everybody can make a good living, a sustainable living. Right now, right nowadays, everybody have more than one thing going on. It's just not that I'm a trucker. It's just you can hear that young man. He has several. He's the ministry of minister of music at his church. He's an electrician. He does plumbing. He has several irons in the fire because that's what it takes nowadays in order for us to sustain a good living that we want to live. Now, when it comes down to your morals and values, what price you put on that, and and yeah, you can a broker can charge what they want, but is 10-15% of a load of what a shipper is asking. Most of the time, shippers put stuff on the give stuff to brokers that brokers know, man, I can't make no money off of this. But because I have a good relationship with the shipper, I've gotten good paying loads from him before. Let me take a hit on this. But see, this the problem is because you have big broker firms. You got big brokerage firms that employ other brokers. And those firms, they get a lot of freight and they get a lot of business from different shippers because they are part of a system, and those shipments come down to those bigger brokers, and then those smaller brokers are agents for the bigger brokers. They get to put those rates out there. So now when the shipper sends the rate in the rate con to the bigger broker says, how much can I make off of the load? Then he gives it to the smaller broker. The smaller broker says, how much can I make off of the load? And then if they have freight agents or dispatchers, they both, to me, they both the same. Because now a dispatcher will be like, hey, for vendors and for people who have carrier packages with them, they'll say, who can I get to run this load for this much? Because now the broker and the broker agent, here we go, stepping on the load again because they need to get paid. Unless the broker agent is in a contract with the broker and they have a set salary, they coming in working at a set salary. The broker say, put this on the board for this much, and we can't budge on this one. We can work on that one, but we can't budge on this one. The broker agent go back and say, hey man, can we kind of work this down because it's a hot load, but so many miles. So they have to have room to negotiate, and they have price points or percentages that they'll go up to, or a percentage that they won't go below, in order for a truck driver or a carrier to move that load. And see, my problem is that once you get the load, they don't they don't disclose everything that goes on with the load. That'd be my problem as a driver. Along with, oh, okay, all right, well, I think I can run that load, for this much or that much. I'll be cool with it. But guess what? You don't tell me. First, you tell me it's 20,000 pounds, but then it turned out to be 35. Then when it go from 20 to 35, now to it's not going 800 miles where you told me it's going. They changed the address once you agreed to do it. Oh, it's not going 800 miles anymore. It's going 1,500 miles. But you stuck with the load because now you didn't picked it up, and your paperwork, where they said the paperwork was going 800 miles to the address that the broker told you it was going. Now, when I get my BOL and I've loaded it and it's on my truck and I've wasted my time going over and picking it up, now that I've got the BOL and the BOL says, no, it ain't going 800 miles. It's going 1,100, 1,200 miles. What happened? Those are the things that come into play when you're dealing with brokers. See, those are things that come into play when you're dealing with brokers like that gentleman, man, that don't care that the fact that, oh, well, see, just run it. What you mean just run it? Bro, I'd rather take a loss than for you to sit here and talk to me and tell me to just run it. Yeah, they probably not use you anymore because you're not falling under their thumb. And like I just said, this is not all brokers. This is just some of the bad brokers that you encounter. You have a lot of brokers that will work with you. You got a lot of brokers that's going to be on your team. You got a lot of brokers that's going to say, hey, man, I got you. Don't worry about it. You got a lot of brokers that's for the drivers. But some brokers don't want to they want to have a relationship with you, but they don't care about the fact that you need to get home because your wife finna have a baby. They're not worried about that. They're not worried about nothing but doing what is going to benefit them to make sure they get what they need in order to sustain their lives. And my thing is, we all got to work in this thing together. We all got to make this thing turn. We all got to make sure freight get picked up, get moved, get dropped off, get this, get that. We're all a part of the 18 gears that make our lives a little bit easier. We're all a part of the 18 gears that make our lives a little bit easier, because when I get out of the truck, the JB Hunt driver or the Swift driver or the independent operator that has brought milk, cereal, eggs, whatever, from where to the grocery store that I shop at in order to help my son and my kids and my family to eat, now I say thank you to them. Because without them, we couldn't eat. Even if you form your own land, even if you have your own garden and you do your own vegetables and you got your own chickens, there's 9 times out of 10, those chickens that you got in your coop was brought to you on a truck by a truck driver. And we have to be more respectful and more understanding and have more empathy for each other in this industry than we do. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. And it starts with those who are throwing rocks and hiding their hands and not letting us know where the rock came from. That's where it started. Hey man, I enjoyed you guys, man. I hope you guys enjoyed my little old podcast. Hey man, please hit the like button, subscribe so you can get the notifications come in. and just listen to just listen like, just listen to the things we try to bring you news you can from FMCSA, and how to give it trying to give you the stories and all of that kind of stuff. So hey, please give us a listen, give us a try. Come in and enjoy, join in on the conversation. Don't like something I said. I'm not everything. This is all my opinion. This is all my opinion on the Freight Trapping Podcast. This is my opinion. It's not that. But come in and join the conversation. Man.